Company, attention, forward march! Color right! Go right, go pick up, step, go left, go right, go left. Forward march! Hey yo, Captain Jack, bring me back to the railroad track, Give me a gun in my hand, I wanna be a shooting man, Left, right, left, the military step. The Air Force rap. The 17 is the best. Go left, go right, go pick up, step, go left, go right, go left. Go left, go right, go pick up, step, go left, go right, go left.
We are running to the railroad track, run along with Captain Jack. Run along with Captain Jack. Running to the ticket back, run along with Captain Jack. Ba-da-da-dee-da-do. Left, right, right, left. Ba-da-da-dee-da-do. Run along with Captain Jack.
Company, attention, forward march. Hey yo, Captain Jack, bring me back to the railroad track, Give me a bottle in my hand, I wanna be a drunken man, Left, right, left, the military step, the Air Force rap, the 17 is the best. Go left, go right, go pick up, step, go left, go right, go left. Go left, go right, go pick up, step, go left, go right, go left.
We are running to the railroad track, run along with Captain Jack. Run along with Captain Jack. Running to the ticket back, run along with Captain Jack. Ba-da-da-dee-da-do. Left, right, right, left. Ba-da-da-dee-da-do. Run along with Captain Jack.
Go left, go right, go pick up, step, go left, go right, go left.
Hello everyone and welcome to this spooky semi-finals of Jet Set Radio Future Bingo. I'm your pre-recorded announcer, Ace Bats, recording from another dimension where I wasn't brutally murdered by Alice Noon and reduced to an AI repeating the same joke over and over since January 2022. Today we have two players out for blood, split apart after winning Season 3. The former members of Team Scream Fortress are back again once more, this time as rivals to find out who will survive to see the grand finals. In the yellow corner we have the MVP of Season 1, 2, 3, Nago going up against the terrifying foe, the champion of full game categories, Yomsa chilling in the pink corner. Who will win this round? Will Nago manage to utilise their MVP status and achieve victory? Or will Yomsa manage to channel their power and demolish the competition? And will the Jet Set Radio Future Bingo organiser team stop me from randomly theming an intro around the greatest holiday without warning? Two of these questions will be answered tonight on Jet Set Radio Future Bingo. And in the commentators box today we have the duo that thought the boogeyman was just someone that really liked dancing. It's Eclopricious and Nastranus.
Hey.
I don't know how we're supposed to follow that intro, but welcome back to JSRF Bingo.
Yeah, welcome everybody.
we have a new commentator for the first time in Bingo
We
history.
do.
Welcome,
Hi.
mate.
Thank you.
Hive Mind is fully assembled for this match.
It quite is, indeed, yeah.
And what a game for it.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting, I think. Like, we've got two strong players, and we're going to have a very interesting board.
Oh, yeah. I wonder if top players are. Let me find out top players are. And maybe we can get a look at that board.
We could.
Here we go.
Alright, so as we can see, we've got a very heavy Shibuya-centered board with a lot of, like, good bingos from that. We've got column 1, row 2. You've got the diagonals that are very Shibuya-centric, so it's going to be very interesting. And we've got, of course, the sprays on on display with sewers, bottom point, and Kibo, which is quite the combo.
Yeah, this is a crazy board given like how everything in Kogane is very strong, but there's not a
Yeah.
lot of stuff in Kogane. Like a
Yeah,
lot of it
but-
is pretty high commitment.
Yeah, you really have to eventually go for them anyway, because like the graffitis are going to be the deciders for this game. I'm pretty sure there's like no escaping it.
Yeah, there's some pretty crazy bingos, but a lot of those bingos do hinge off of these graffitis.
Yeah,
The column 4 looks somewhat interesting to me, given that it just
it's
for
the only
Kogane
one that
and
does
then-
not have Shibuya, so
yeah, it's for Kogane and then it doesn't have graffiti on it either.
Yeah.
Meaning it could be a possible avenue.
Yeah,
One
maybe-
point graffiti isn't too slow, so maybe column 3 is an option.
yeah, column 3 would be interesting. But also like you've got Sure Special, 99 Special that are so slow that I don't know if like you could threaten it, so you can get the other one to actually go for them. But yeah, I think we're going to go in Shibuya. Yeah, they're going to Shibuya. That's not surprising.
Pretty standard start, but I'm curious to see who goes for what, given that there's some pretty good fast stuff here. There's 2 defaults in Hikage.
Nago seems to be going either for tape or for platform. Yeah, they're going for platform. And yeah, Yomsa is going straight for Hikage Kabi, I would assume.
Okay, so it looks like they will be just trading. Where does Nago go from here? It looks like they're heading towards Hikage as well. So
Hikage
if
again,
they read
yeah.
this correctly, they can actually trade 1 for 1 here.
Yeah,
But
well,
it's
they've
pretty quick
got
to get
the information, so they can beat Yomsa to Kabi, I think. Oh, they're actually leaving. That's interesting.
Yeah, Yomsa
Say-
had a lot of cans, which makes getting both of these pretty quick. Nago didn't have nearly as many cans, I don't think. So
Yeah, and that
Actually
makes a
getting
very
either of
strong start
those-
for Yomsa.
yeah, getting either of those souls without a boost is basically impossible, I think. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's just unfortunate in that situation. But they head off to Dogen.
Seems like it, yeah.
So we've got Air 3 on the board there. Grind 10. I'm not really sure Dogen is actually all that good right here.
Well, these are like souls you can do without committing, but it looks like, yeah, Nago just wants to grab everything since they're committing to a lap. They're going to get isolated platform first, I think. And we see Yomsa going to 99th, so let's see.
Yeah, I suppose I don't hate getting isolated platform, grabbing tape, and then leaving so that you have advantage to grind 10 and Air 3 later on.
Yeah,
Or you can head back in to pick them up without committing. But it feels Yomsa favored slightly at this stage of the game, just being out in Bentoncho right here and getting
Yeah.
the pick of whatever's here, because as I think Ace identified in the chat, you need Benton for pretty much every bingo, even though Benton isn't like super stacked, but just being able to get exactly what you want out of this area uncontested feels pretty good.
yep. And it looks like Yomsa is going to just grab everything in 99th, while Nago is going to take care of everything that's in Dogen. So that's good for them, because they're going to be able to counter the Canon 2 without even like having to think about it, which is always great. But yeah,
Yeah, interesting to see. I mean, both these players have the tendency to be quite aggressive in the early game, but they've split the map here and they're just working towards their own objectives right now. This isn't the most aggressive start, the most bloodthirsty start between the two. It looks like Nago perhaps forgot the tape.
Yeah, it seems like it, yeah.
That's going to slow them down
it
quite a
happens.
lot.
Happens way more often than you would like to forget the tape.
Yeah, at least they didn't like hard commit to something and like get
And it
halfway
looks
down the
like
high street before realizing.
Yomsa is leaving, and she did not pick up anything. Huh. That's an interesting play.
I mean, 99th special. Maybe it just takes her too far out on the map. She doesn't want to commit
Maybe she
all the
did
way.
like commit to it, but I don't know. Maybe she missed the unlock or something. I didn't pay
Maybe,
attention
yeah.
to if she unlocked. Ace
It's
is saying
interesting
she
because-
set up, so yeah.
Yeah. Of course, she does have control on the column 2, and with grind and tricks there, like that's a big threat. But Nago should be able to deny that with grind 10 in just a moment. So Yomsa actually
Yeah,
heads
exactly.
out to Shibuya to pick up the grind.
Yeah,
There.
that may be smart actually, because like she got free reign for so many souls now. I think she's going to go to Trio, and like she's going to be able to get Santa Square, and she's going to be able to get Kabi, to get grind, everything free reign for that, and it's going to be like pretty strong for her. And she has already column 3 set up with 99 special, so that's
Nago
going to be a
didn't
strong
have
play from her.
Cans to boost, so they have to do another lap of Dogen.
Yeah, that's pretty unfortunate. I think like yeah, Nago is like so behind right now. This is going to be a tough ordeal for them to come back.
Yeah, it's unfortunately a really slow start, but fortunately the squares that they've picked up are relatively strong in that
Yeah.
they've nullified pretty much everything that Yomsa was setting up in the early game with both the column 2 and the row 2.
Yeah, except for column 3. So I'm assuming that Nago is going to either recognize that and go for like RDH to block it with either sprays or yeah, something else. Or they're going to go to 99 and get sniped to special probably.
Yeah, that's the curious thing about like going for that special on Yomsa's part.
Yeah, I think
Because
she
picking
set
it
it
up
up.
later on is actually kind of smart. Like
It is
just
super
by
smart.
unlocking it and then coming back, it's very quick to just drop in on light side and get that.
Yeah.
So yeah, just kind of like withholding some information and then just dropping.
I think
that big
she was
combo on
just
your
like waiting to see what Nago was going to go to commit to, and now that she knows that they committed to Dogen, well,
Yeah, and both these players have talked a lot about this kind of waiting strategy, and we've seen them use it a
Yeah.
fair bit. And it's really starting to come into its own now, as opposed to just standing around and waiting for someone to mark a square. It's where can I go to pick up points while still being well positioned to respond to what my opponent is doing.
yeah,
And it's
and it looks
really
like Nago is going to go to 99th. So Nago does have the opportunity to go for the diagonal, but since Yomsa is going to get Chio special, it doesn't seem like the smart play. So yeah, it seems like they're going to drop down and either get special. I'm assuming they're going to start with special, which
Yeah,
would be the right
special
play.
grind and tricks here. You can probably unlock all 3 at the same time. And it looks like a bit of a late start on the rail, but I think
Yeah.
it'll be okay.
So yeah,
they can
like-
actually unlock pretty much everything in 99th right here.
Mhm. And that's going to be a huge time waster for Yomsa if Nago manages to snatch the special. So all in all, maybe they did not lose too much time with Dogen, since if they can nullify the time that Yomsa spent in 99th, that's going to be great for them.
Alright, now does this actually unlock? It
Yeah,
does, okay.
it
that's
does, yeah.
nice.
So
Yomsa's
far,
Chuo,
yeah,
up
they're getting
special.
everything.
and then where next? I'm really curious to see who goes to Kogane first, given like it is pivotally important in this game, but it's also not something you really want to rush.
Right. I think it's going to depend on when Nago is going to mark this. Yeah, so they mark the special, and I'm assuming that Yomsa is not going to 99th and they're going to go to RDH.
Yeah, this is a really good play from Nago to get right back in the game in terms of points, though.
Yeah, they mostly have been trading like this. They're perfectly equal for now, so we'll see where that goes.
Yeah, it was kind of an aggressive play from Yomsa to go into 99th and not commit to it and then try something else. And I think Nago has responded about as well as they possibly could to that situation, but I feel like now they're both going to head into Kogane, and Yomsa does have the slight advantage.
Yeah, she does. So what do we have in RDH? She's going for points, I'm assuming. Like points is a fairly fast unlock, so there's no reason not to get it, basically. And then I'm assuming that she's going to to go into Sua's areas and maybe commit a bit to a graffiti.
Yeah, but picking this up now reveals her location to Nago, who can just
It
head
does.
straight to Suez. So it's going to be
Yeah.
very even between the two of them. Yeah, like they are pretty much neck and neck right now, heading into the Suez. And let's see, we got Suez graffiti, we got bottom point graffiti,
And we've got
then
Kibo.
there's- Kibo graffiti Kibo just never feels good, honestly.
Yeah.
Particularly in this season, it's felt like Kibo has been almost like a trap, like all the time.
Yeah, it's
Um,
very difficult to make use of the level, but it
Are we
can be
getting
a very
bottom
strong
point
play.
race?
Yeah, it looks like Nago is going to go for bottom points, and Yomsa is heading to FRZ. So she's
Interesting.
probably going to get FRZ tricks. I think it's the only one. Yeah, there's air and tricks. So she's going to get 2 points from that and keep threading column 4. So
This is also
which
pretty
are-
smart from Yomsa in denying pretty much the last possible bingo from Nago.
Yeah.
The row 4. This is by far the quickest and easiest square to pick up on that and just
Yep.
remove that threat. But Nago's going to lock in the graffiti early here.
yeah, which is going to be a fair trade again, because like Nago is going to net 3 points, Yomsa is going to get 2 points in the meantime. So they're still going to be neck and neck score-wise,
really,
which
really
is
closely contested. This game is going to come down to Suez graffiti and 100
it
meter
absolutely
run,
is. Also the specials. And you'd have to see it.
It's the bingo classic.
It is. But yeah, I'm assuming like if Yomsa did not start with such a like safe and like cautious play with 99th, she would be so much ahead right now. But she didn't wish to commit, which is fair play really, but that put her in a situation pretty much. Because now instead of Nago having to catch up, they're neck and neck. And it's going to be so tense.
Yeah, so I think Yomsa should be able to read where Nago is, just given what's on the board and how much time it's been since Nago has marked a square.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're going to get baited
But
into.
she can't
bottom
know for
point.
sure what Nago committed to, since like it's Sua's bottom point and
That is a good point,
Kibo.
actually. Yeah, there are 3 graffitis in this part of the map, so
So it's
this
super
time
stressful.
commitment, yeah, means that Yomsa doesn't really know where Nago is.
Yeah.
Um,
And
Kibo-
maybe Nago is just going to partial things. That would be an interesting play on their part. Like if they partial bottom points, it's very easy to just go back and get the few last sprays. And then they can
True.
commit to another graffiti and potentially snipe Yomsa to both.
I feel like bottom point is. It's probably fine just to completely clear out bottom point, just given that
Right.
it's a very simple, straightforward.
Yeah, it
route.
is. But if I was Yomsa, the next thing I would do is either, if I had the read on Nago, I would probably not go to bottom point. But it is the fastest graffiti nearby. So I would probably go to bottom point right now. She's picking up tape, and looks like she's going to commit to Kibo, which is also great. There's like 2 points to get there, plus the graffiti. Oh no, actually she's
They're
climbing
going
up.
for it.
Okay. Looks
So
like
this is very much a commitment for special.
yeah, she's going to pre-spray things and go for special, I think, because there's no other. Yeah, there's only special for Suez, which is like a big time commitment, but also it's out of the way for her. So
Yeah, I don't hate this, given that graffiti's also on the board, and you can knock out like 2 birds with 1 stone here
yep,
in getting special, climbing a 100-meter rim, and getting those sprays done. So if it does come down to needing to finish off the Suez graffiti route, which is a likelihood,
yeah.
then you already have that done. I think that's pretty strong.
And also, Yomsa knows that Nago is pretty comfortable going for sewer things. Oh, that's really bad.
Does she commit still to Suez? Or does she-
We'll see if she does, but that is painful.
Ooh, into Kibo?
Okay, no, she's going for it. She's going for it, and Nago is going to Kibo. So let's see. They're going to prioritize souls, I assume, which is going to give it away. But
How good's the still launch? It's pretty good.
yeah, I'm not sure if it's the right play, because like Nago is not contested. They could just go for graffiti and get like 2 graffiti square for free, and then get the sprays, get the souls. Sorry, but yeah, they have no way to know what Yomsa is doing right now. So it's a good bet to just go for the souls and the guaranteed points.
Yeah, and anything's like any progress with the graffiti is good here. It just the real test I feel like when you're doing these things where you're prioritizing souls in a level and
Yeah,
only spraying some of the graffiti along the route is how well do you know the level and how well do you know where all the sprays are so that
yeah,
you can pick
exactly.
up the route again. Obviously, it's going to be slightly slower in certain situations, but I think you can usually make the most of it if you know the route, and I think that Nago is confident enough in this area to
Yeah.
be able to pick up the route again.
And they also definitely want to block column 4 as well, since it's the last bingo that's on the board. And if they had to block it with Highway 0, that would be so uncomfortable for them. So
Yeah,
it's a
nobody
good
really
idea
wants
to go for points.
to Highway 0 on this board. I'm sad.
I guess they're still diagonal as well, which is maybe what Yomsa is setting up to. But yeah.
It's a sneaky one. But,
Yeah, it's a very sneaky one. I'm not sure if Nago realized it, but we'll see. We'll see. Because, like, it's going to be... But yeah, Nago is going to be in a good position to counter it in Kibo, since they can just go for Kibo Spray and be at an advantage. So we'll see what Yomsa goes for next. I think Yomsa is just going to dip if Nago is going to mark points.
yeah, I don't
And,
think there's any
or
reason.
maybe commit to Suez Graffiti while Nago
that's
goes
the
for
likelihood.
Kibo.
I think.
Yeah.
As soon as Nago reveals that they are in Kibo,
I'm assuming they're going to mark the souls pretty much at the same time, so it's going to give it away for both of them.
Yeah, I think they both just commit to graffiti routes in this area, so we'll have I guess a little bit of downtime, but it means this game gets super close, and then if they both secure the soul and the graffiti in this area, then that leaves Sky Dino, Highway 0, and 99th Grind, and
Pretty
Kage
much.
Tricks. So someone has to win there, basically, I guess.
Yep, and Nago finally unlocks points. They're going to get it. It took a few attempts, but let's go. And we'll see what Yomsa likes to do when she gets the information. Yeah, she's committing to graffiti. That's definitely what she's doing right now.
Okay, so now I'm curious.
And now Nago is probably going to go for graffiti as well.
Yeah, I think
it's the only
probably-
sensible play for them.
Yeah, it's probably the only sensible thing for either player to do here. Given just where everything else is on the board, I don't see if there's any value in like pre-spraying the area and then going out and picking up some of the other souls that you're going to need. Given how close this game is, someone has to basically win by 1 point.
Pretty much, and I think that's what's going to happen because like they're still neck and neck, and they're going to trade graffitis, so they're going to be both at the same point again. So yeah, 99 is going to be the decider pretty much,
Yeah.
or potentially Hikage, because like it's the only soul that's left in Shibuya areas. So we'll see.
Okay, but call me crazy, right? What if one of these two dips on their graffiti route and just goes out to Benton and picks up enough souls to win the game,
I would call you crazy,
and then come back and finish the graffiti route?
that would be an insane play, but yeah, it's so risky. I don't think any of them is going to commit to that. That would be so insane.
Shoutouts to Ginger Walk, by the way.
Shout out to Ginger Warp. Yep.
Nago,
Oh,
join
but
the tech.
okay.
Yes,
I was wrong in calling you
this
crazy.
is the play from
guess
Nago. I
Nago
really
is
like
actually
this.
dipping.
I really
Oh my
like this.
God. So I'm
Like, you
curious
have
what
such an
they're going to go
advantage to
for.
Kibo. You go out, you grab 99th, Grind, there's a default in Sky Dino, or you can go out to Highway 0 and pick up 2 points. Like, you don't have to get everything, you just have to get, like,
But it's so risky. and
3
such a
of the
commitment.
5 that remain on the board, right?
Like
After
the souls in Benton are not fast. The soul in Ikage is not fast, so it's going to take so much time to do that. And Nago might lose their head start in Kibo, and also that might open the room for Yomsa to actually like threaten the diagonal bingo that she has set up. Yeah, they're going for Benton, which is
Yeah,
super
99th
risky because
Grind
like
is already unlocked for Nago since they were already here doing special.
yeah.
So that's an easy pickup. That's on Dark Side as well, which means they can drop in and then get right back out onto the highway again. Then
Yeah,
go
but-
into Sky Dino for a very quick default, and then Highway 0 for a very quick default. And
But
then
this is going to give it away to Yomsa, who's going
this
to
does
just be
give
like,
it away to
okay, I
Yomsa,
just
so
had to
does
go
Nago
to
just
Kibo.
pick one thing.
Yeah.
if Nago picks up one thing in Darkside, scares Yomsa, goes back to Kibo, and wins Kibo with their advantage, I think they just win the game. This is
Yeah.
crazy stuff.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
And actually going for Trash Pit first, withholding information,
Yeah,
and
that's the
making
smart play
sure
here.
that
They
Yomsa
have to
doesn't
delay.
necessarily know.
Right.
Yeah. This is a really high-level game of bingo.
Yeah.
This is, yeah, I'm really excited. This is just game one as well.
Yeah, and with a ball like that, it's only natural that they would go for like big brain plays like that because they're delaying. They want to know what Yomsa is going to do. Maybe it was too early for over pickup, but they had no way to know.
Yeah,
It looks like Yomsa is going to leave anyway. No,
Nope, they're turning
okay.
I
They are
think Yomsa
turning.
has to do Kibo and has to
Yeah.
beat Nago to Kibo now.
But
Um,
well, the score right now, yeah, I think Nago needs the graffiti and like, yeah, Nago is still going to need the graffiti to win. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Nago is so far away that I'm not sure they have enough of a head start in Kibo to compare.
No,
on
they
this. It's
don't,
very
and
much
they're
coming down to execution.
so far away now that Yomsa is going to just get back all the time that Nago got. So it's going to be very difficult for Nago to counter this. We'll see. They're going to get grinds, and then I'm not sure because like they need to block the diagonal, whatever they do. So they're probably going to lead to potentially Hikage. But
I mean, the diagonal I feel like is
it's 100% bait, but you know.
yeah, it wasn't important until this particular moment in the game where it
Yeah.
was like, oh, actually Yomsa has now got the advantage in Kibo and that's
Yeah.
suddenly a viable bingo. But like, I think at this point, Nago can't win if they lose Kibo anyway. So
Pretty much.
I don't think the bingo matters.
Probably doesn't, yeah. But you know, it's just a way to add insult to injury.
Yeah,
If
it's
you
just
actually
another
get
thing
it.
that Nago has to think about.
Yeah,
well.
exactly.
Maybe they're confident enough that they feel like they can win Kibo, and if they do win Kibo, though,
Uh,
it's
yeah.
it's difficult. You know, suddenly we have a game on our hands again.
They don't have a choice anyway. They have to go to Kibo.
Yeah.
That was a super risky play. I'm assuming they were aware of that. So let's see. This is going to be a race. And this is going to determine who wins, pretty much.
Yep,
And
I
I'm
like
pretty
it.
sure
I like the play from Nago.
Yeah.
I think it was really smart and
it was
aggressive.
smart. Maybe if they delayed Highway Zero pickup a bit more, Yomsa would have committed to something else. And that would have been
Yeah.
interesting.
The issue
But
there
yeah.
is just like how much time are you willing to give up in
Yeah,
the
it's
in the consideration that like you're baiting Yomsa, right?
Yep.
And they just didn't want to stand around doing nothing, understandably, just in case Yomsa read the play and went to Kibo and just definitively won. You know, they managed to buy a couple of moments which may get them back into this race, but
But now they're so
Oh.
far back compared to Yomsa. Like, Yomsa has got such a head start. Because whatever Nago pre-sprayed is not going to be enough to come back from this, I'm pretty sure.
yeah, only 11 sprays. I thought they may have done a little bit more on the back end of Kibo.
Yeah, no, they sprayed like
Like,
2 or 3 things, and it was like things that are pretty far away. It's like the end of the level, and there's so much early on that, yeah, Yomsa is just super ahead right now. It's going to be super difficult for Nago to come back from that, unless like Yomsa's skill issues very hard and they play like a god. So we'll see. That can still happen.
True, yeah. I think maybe if what was left on the board wasn't quite so far out there, that this
Yeah.
would have been a game-winning play from Nago.
It would-
But
potentially,
given
yeah.
it was
But
Highway
everything was
Zero
so
and
far
Sky
away.
Dino, you know.
Yeah. It's just not worth it. But in the heat of the moment, it's very hard to determine what is worth or not. So
Yeah, again, working with incomplete information, and
Yep.
honestly, I think doing a really good job
yeah,
in kind of playing around that and denying information from their opponent. And I think Yomsa is has done a good job of that as well this game. Like, neither player is working with a lot of information. They have to make a lot of inferences and a lot of guesses.
yeah, absolutely.
And for the most part, they've both been guessing right, which has made this game really interesting.
Really close, yeah, because it could have been over already. Like, if the players were different, it could have been over so fast. But yeah, we end up having a very close game that's going to go down to the wire.
Yeah, but this is a huge, huge lead for Yomsa now, it feels.
Yeah, it's going to be super
10,
difficult.
10 sprays, but just given where they are in the level.
Yeah, they're halfway done, basically.
Yeah.
And Nago has so much to catch up to.
Ooh, what a game one.
You could say that. It is not quite over, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, anything could still happen.
Okay, it looks like Nago is kind of lost as well, so... Uh...
Yeah, should be Yomsa finishing off the route here.
yeah,
with the
Yomsa is
last
going to finish
sprays in
the
this
last
section
few
here.
sprays, and it should be GG.
But yeah, this honestly could have gone either way at several different points.
Yeah, it was
Maybe
super
in this
close the
particular
whole time.
situation, if Nago commits to the graffiti and Kibo, you know, that's the thing is like committing to the Kibo graffiti keeps you in the game. It doesn't win you the game.
Yeah,
Doing
but,
what Nago did wins you the game if it worked. I think that's
Yeah.
the difference here.
but it was too unrealistic, really. Like, they had to play safe, because this was just not possible. Like, getting Kiva was going to deny the last bingo that Yomsa could have threatened, and then it would have been a race to the last souls. And that's a much better situation than what they ended up being in. But they had to make a choice, and they chose that. Unfortunately, it spelled the doom. So
Nonetheless, still a really interesting strategy coming out of both
absolutely,
players.
yeah.
Looking forward to another game of this, and hopefully another 2 games of this.
If we have a board like that again, it's going to be very interesting. Yeah, and Yomsa just has 2 more to go, and it's game.
There's so many variables that go into this particular situation that Ace is pointing out in the chat as well. Like, ooh.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's Kibo Graffiti locked in for Yomsa, and that is the game.
that is
Game
game.
1 to Yomsa.
We'll see if they play it out or not. Well, Yomsa is calling GG's.
Yeah, I think they called it.
Comments that this was the worst keyboard graffiti of her life.
Really, really close game 1.
Yeah, super close. And like, it's just like ended up being like micro decisions that made the game in the end. So yeah, super interesting game. Looking forward to what we have next.
Yeah, absolutely. And like thinking about this as well, like we started this game with Yomsa going for that kind of stalling play in 99th Street, and
Yeah.
then Nago having to do 2 laps of Dogen.
Yeah, which
that
could
was
have
like-
been
that was-
already really bad for them, but
Yeah, like just the decisions that both players made at the very beginning of the game kind of cancel each other out, I suppose. I suppose
Yeah.
it wasn't necessarily decisions on Nago's end. It was very much just management, like both in at the very beginning of the game when they couldn't go into Hikage, and then being stuck in Dogen because they didn't have the boost to get back out again. Just like cans completely screwed Nago's early game.
right.
Imagine if they had cans, how much closer.
Imagine, yeah.
Possibly they could have just outright won the game.
Pretty
If-
much.
if it
You
wasn't
never
for a
know.
couple of cans.
We would have to play that one again. But now we have the new board for the next game that is already showing up. So looks like we're having a different situation this time with a very heavy Kogane board compared to last time where there was like very little. So let's see what they elect to do. Like, we've got a very heavy Kogane board, few fast souls. Yeah, you've got a column 5 that is mostly made of fast souls. But yeah, you have to go pretty much all over because like the bingos you could threaten going for Kogane, you've got column 2, column 1, row 2, and then yeah, fast
Yeah, it's
bingo in
interesting.
Shibuya as well. And
This is
column
a
4.
stacked Kogane, but nothing looks particularly fast. You got
No,
the
there's
default
not a lot of
RDH.
fast souls. There's like platform above carts, and that's about it. Like the
That's
IDH
pretty much
souls
it.
are.
Yeah.
IDH air is pretty fast as well, so we'll see. I'm assuming someone is going to start with top of burst though in Shibuya. So, and there's right of
Yeah.
streets in column
We
1
might
as well.
get the mind games with top of bus though. Both players might just hand it over to the opponent and then
Yeah.
go and do something else, and it just ends up sitting on the board for 10 minutes. We've seen it before.
I'm assuming they're going to start for right of street because like column 1 is a very important column you want to challenge, I think. So we'll see.
Yeah,
This
I
is
think
going
just
to-
having that corner piece.
Yeah.
Is really
The start
strong.
is going to be very hard to tell, but I'm pretty sure they're going for it. And it looks like Nago. What is Nago doing?
Making some decisions.
Yeah, pretty indecisive. While Yomsa goes to Shibuya, probably going to get top of bus. And she gets it. And Nago is going to start in IDH.
Okay, so there's one default here, and then
And
air
air,
is
yeah.
quick.
I'm assuming they're going
slow.
to just get air and dip because, well, maybe they're going to commit to top of cops, but we'll see.
Yeah, this is actually really interesting that both players just dipped in on Shibuya completely.
Yeah, pretty
Nago never
much.
went. Yomsa picked up one square and is leaving. This isn't the strongest Shibuya that we've ever seen, but it's also not weak.
Oh, and Nago unlocked air, but skid issued on rail. Oh my god.
Again, no
Nago,
cams.
please don't get sniped to it. Don't get sniped to it.
That would be
That
Painful.
would be so bad. It's like Yomsa is going for it, so. Oh, and they
Oh,
unlock
no,
points
Nago
near there.
unlocked
Is this
points.
going to spell their doom?
Nago
Oh
missed
no!
the jump.
Oh no, they got sniped to
no.
it. That is so sad.
Oh,
That is so
Nago.
sad.
How do you recover from this? You just
What are they
gave
going
up.
to do now?
You gave up free reign to Shibuya Cho, and then lose the thing that you were trying to trade.
Yeah, this is really hard. And Yomsa is already split playing for the graffiti, and she's probably going to go for the default. Yeah.
And
And
Yomsa,
Nago-
I would assume, has no idea that she sniped Nago to RDH.
Yeah, she
Air
probably
4.
doesn't know, because like it's so difficult to get sniped to that normally if you have head start. But yeah, Nago just ended up not making it. So that has to be so disheartening to get sniped to that.
3-0
And
in
Nago
the
is going
first
to be
2
FRZ now.
minutes. Starting to look like a Yomsa game.
Yeah, but you know it's not over. You've got so many things in FRZ. Well, so many things. You've got 2 points, but you can begin to threaten column 1. So it's pretty good. And you've got Rider Street, which is a fast soul you can get as well. But then it's going to come down to the wire with the graffiti again.
Yeah, so I mean, we did get to see both players kind of second guess each other when it came to Shibuya, in that there's so much good stuff in Shibuya that just hasn't been touched, right?
Yeah, pretty
Like,
much.
you've got Shibuya points, you've got Blue and Right Street, like you identified, and then there's also Dogen F3 doesn't suck.
Yeah,
I guess
it would
maybe
have
it's
been
just
nice.
not strong enough. But
Yeah.
Hikage Air 4, like, doesn't suck.
Yeah, and yeah, Yomsa is going to get Rider Street right now. She's just going to take the fast souls while Nago is committing, I think.
Yeah, and for Nago, it's such a hard call. After getting sniped to RDH Air, you don't know if Yomsa's going deeper into Kogane or going
Yeah.
out to Shibuya.
And this also allows Yomsa to deny column 1 as well, so she's not scared in the slightest of the FRZ points that Nago is going to get.
Yeah, and that actually kind of makes FRZ a bit of a strange call to me.
Yeah.
I mean, just knowing that you're way behind on tempo, and there's a very realistic possibility that Yomsa can get out and get that right of street and easily deny the bingo that you're setting up.
Yep.
Going for your first
and
points of the game in FRZ doesn't feel
Yeah.
fantastic.
It's going to be very tough, especially since like Yomsa is going to trade way more points by getting like Shibuya points.
Yeah, straight
And then she's
Hikage
probably
for
going to go
air.
to Hikage, and she's going to get so many points out of that. While Nago is just has 2 points, and it's going to be
Yeah.
so
I mean,
hard for them to
To be
come
fair,
back.
Nago now knows that Yomsa is in Shibuya again,
Correct, yeah.
so they can kind of clear out Kogane. But as we said, there's
But now they
a
have
lot
to
of
play
fast
defense.
stuff in Kogane.
It's a very tough situation to be in because like they have 2 points. Yomsa can set up so many bingos, and they have to deny them. So it's going to be very difficult for them to make the right decisions in this
Yeah.
in this kind of situation.
Number one threat right now is that Sua's tricks, which
Yeah,
that Nago
which
is
they're going for. It looks
deny.
like.
And where do they go from there? Let's see.
And there's also sneaky diagonals. If you look at top to bottom right, top left to bottom right, we've got two
Yeah.
souls in Kibo and then Highway Zero Crash Bit. So I think Yomsa is going to go to Highway Zero right now. That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I think this is a really good way of just doubling down on your lead.
And then this is
It's
going
a lot of
to
points.
force Nago to go to Kibo to deny the diagonal, which is also
Yeah.
a strong play because the time you have to commit to that is insane. And then she got free reign for whatever she wants to do.
Yeah, she can just force Nago into certain points on the map right now.
Yep.
While also picking up a ton of points without even like necessarily needing the stuff that she's threatening. Because I mean, Highway Zero has the graffiti, it has soda, it has trash pit, and
Yeah,
now
and she gets trash pit.
she threatens the column 5. She doesn't need.
We've got
the
column 5 and
because she can
diagonal.
just get-
So yeah, but Nago is already walking towards Sewer Tricks, so they're going to deny that. But then they're stuck. So yeah, it's going to be super difficult for them to come back from that. They basically have to commit to Kibo and then find a bingo of their own if they want to have a chance.
Yeah, this just it doesn't suck for Nago, given that they are fortunately in the right place to
Right,
test all
but
of
it
this
doesn't
stuff.
seem they're going to go for Kibo.
But it means they're just going to be stuck on the defensive. They can't make any of their own plays.
They're going to bottom point, looks like.
But knowing that Yomsa is in Highway Zero right now and is likely committing to the graffiti, that
They've
means
got
Nago
time.
does have
They've
a little
got
bit of time to, not necessarily have to put out fires and maybe try and set something up for himself.
Yeah.
Um,
It's the only way they
on
win anyway,
three.
because if they play defense, they're screwed, pretty much. They have no choice.
Yeah, so there's a default and tricks here in bottom point, which, it doesn't thrill me, but
Nah,
gotta
it's
take what
kind
you
of
can
a
get at
big
this
commit,
point.
but yeah. Maybe, like, the only way they can win is if they threaten a bingo of their own and somehow manage to do something out of that. But it's going to be very difficult. Like, Yomsa is so ahead right now. She's so comfy, and Nago must be so stressed out by every decision they make, so...
Yeah, it's very indicative of kind of how both these players play, which is if they get a lead, they can very realistically just snowball it way out of control.
Yeah.
And I think what we saw in game one was both players kind of agreeing upon what they were going to do in the early game. This time around, it was Yomsa outplaying Nago, and once she got that lead, she just took complete control of the game.
Yep. And like, yeah, Nago realizes that they need to block Kibo. But that gives free reign to Yomsa to threaten whatever they want now. To finish potentially getting 99 souls, but it looks like they're leaving. She's leaving, sorry. And she's going to get either the 99 soul or... No, it looks like she's leaving. And that's it. Maybe she's actually going to Kibo. We'll see.
That would be
That would be
that would
interesting.
be a bad play, I think.
That would be a
Just
bad play.
knowing
yeah.
that Nago has been in sewers for the entire game.
Yeah, but she doesn't know if they're going to commit to it or not. So, because it takes so much time to get there.
I think she just goes RDH graffiti though.
Yeah, yeah, she's probably just going to get the graffiti while Nago gets everything in Kibo, which is... No, she's actually going to sewers, so we'll see. That's an
Okay.
interesting play. Maybe she's
I mean,
going
how
to
much
dip.
she pre-sprayed here in RDH?
Not too
She
much.
was
She
good.
did like a few. She did the chimney, and that's pretty much it, I think.
No, I was maybe expecting her. Not expecting her, but there was a possibility that she
Yeah,
just
and she saw that Nago marked Kibo, and she's leaving. So
interesting.
yeah,
Okay, I mean, given that you don't necessarily know exactly what Nago's doing.
yeah, she
at that
maybe
point in
expected
time,
Nago to commit to RDH spray because
Yeah.
Nago needs a graffiti to compete.
and she has a lot of
So-
time to work within that situation.
Yeah, she's so comfy. She's so comfy. And yeah, she's going to start the roots, and yeah, there's nothing Nago can do about it.
Yeah, this denies the row 2, which means
But-
realistically the only potential bingo for Nago would be column 3.
Yeah, column 3, but that's good for them because like they need a bingo to work with. So we'll see if they
Oh,
can
that
make
fast
it work.
bingo, though.
Yeah, that's. But
You're
I
down 2
think
graffitis, and that's the bingo you need to get. That's
yeah,
rough.
that's not very ideal. You can't say that, but you know they kind of have no other choice at this point. So, and they're
Yeah, I
leaving.
mean,
Oh,
huh. So they
maybe
have
they're
take,
going
but they're
to.
leaving. I guess they've denied the bingo, and that's all they really cared
Maybe
about.
they've decided that they need RDH spray to compete, and they're going to challenge Yomsa to it. With the head start that Yomsa has, it's going to be a tough ordeal, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's,
don't see a way to win for Nago in this game. It's going to be very difficult.
I mean, crazier things have happened, but
Yeah, I
Um,
suppose, but like Yomsa is done with the first half of RDH already. We've got Nago starting the graffiti, it looks like. So yeah, if Yomsa gets the graffiti, it's pretty much game over for Nago.
yeah, huge head start here.
Yeah, they're
Nago
going
is,
to commit so much time to that, and for what?
Nago
It's
is
going
doing
to
what
be
they
very
can,
difficult.
what they can
Yeah.
in this situation, which is pretty much what Yomsa has allowed them to do.
Pretty
It's
much,
kind of been
yeah.
the story of this game. Has been just going where Yomsa tells you to go.
Yeah, that's been the whole game. Ever since they got sniped to that Air Force all.
Yeah, I mean, and that's just the power of
Stressful for Nago. So
that's the power of kind of the head-to-head in the early game. And it's actually wild to say that because they weren't going head-to-head in the early game.
yeah.
But Nago made that single mistake, and then the early game
it
plan
snowballed from that so much.
goes way out of the window.
Is Yomsa going? No, she's not going for the swag strat. Boo! Is this top level bingo? Or what?
Cowards.
I mean, that's a smart play. You have no reason to risk it. But
You don't
I'm
need
still
the-
disappointed.
You don't need the time save that much.
And if you fail it, well, you give Nago a chance to actually snipe you. And Nago is dipping.
Yeah,
Probably
probably
going to
knows
99. And
how long it's been since Yomsa
99
marked
for Shibuya, we'll see. Shibuya, it seems like. So they're probably going to try to set up curtain 3.
Yeah, it's pretty much their only option here.
But is this going to be enough? We'll see. It's the only way anyway, so they have to do it.
Air points, Dogan Air 3.
It is so spread out is the issue, and you've
Yeah.
got the Jazz race, which takes so much time.
Just
So
being in Shibuya right now at this stage of the game is rough. There's only
Yeah.
3 points on the board here.
yeah, and they're probably going to go for F4 and dip. I'm pretty sure that's the play they're going for.
Yeah, I think it has to be, right?
And Yomsa marks RDH spray, and now they threaten also the other diagonal sneakily. So this is going to be even more stressful for Nago.
Yeah, complete control.
Yeah.
So yeah.
There's the diagonal and there's row 3, so column 3, sorry. So it's going to be so stressful, so stressful. But you never know. Maybe they're going to get all the points they need and manage to snipe Yomsa to everything by an inch. But yeah, Yomsa just has to wait and see what they do and just get something else, and it's over basically.
Yeah, I don't know how a bingo factors into the scoring here. I think it does change.
I'm not
the
even sure
outcome.
if it's the winning play. Like, I'm assuming Nago needs everything on the board right now.
I think the bingo would certainly keep them in the game, but just the realistic chance of getting it at this point with Yomsa now into Dark Side,
Yeah,
it's just slim to none.
it's super slim. Yeah.
Yomsa is not going for Jazz, though. What else have we got? Sky Dino points.
I mean, at this point, it really doesn't matter what she goes for. Jazz would be a long commitment, and she probably wants to get the Sky Dino Soul.
Yeah, I think you have the chance to do so because you have
And as
such an
DB tricks,
advantage.
if she gets these 2 points, it's game over. So,
Yep. Not
and
gonna
there's
take the
like
risk of
no
getting
way
blocked in
Nago
Jazz
can
race.
compete. So it's over basically for them.
Yeah.
which is a
Smart play
very
from
sad.
Yomsa.
It was a very sad game to watch.
Yeah, just seeing that one snipe.
Games like
really
this
shouldn't happen.
just make you hate bingo so much when you play them. Like, oh, I made one mistake and I'm dead. Cool. So fun.
Yeah, I mean, and given how close game 1 was, I was really hoping for a 3-game series, but I think that just
I was hoping for that as well, but unfortunately, the skill issues.
Ryomi is
made,
now out of the
something
tournament,
different.
so our chance of a 3-game series is just gone. I believe with this 2-0 locked in, that would maintain the streak of Ryomi being the only player to have contributed to the 3-game series.
We've
Being
seen
the common
other-
denominator, I suppose.
Yeah, there's been no other 3-game series. That's
Yeah.
interesting. Only 2-0s.
Yeah, Europe was entirely 2-0s, and then North America was entirely 2-0s, except for all of Ryomi's game.
Alright, so Yomsa is probably going to head to Skydiner now.
Yeah.
For the
Game
win.
here. Denying the bingo. That's it. There's no recourse for Nago here outside of magically appearing in Sky Dino.
Pretty much.
Maybe
Goji Warp.
Yeah, maybe they've like fiddled with the exits. That's what they're doing right now. They're heading to Dogen to go to the fake exit in Dogen to warp them to Sky Dino.
Yeah, you know, you don't know that? Is it actually new tech? I've known that for years. Okay, this is, yeah, going to be game. Oh, she's actually going for Jazz, I'm assuming.
Style points.
Doesn't matter anyway at this point, but
The moral victory.
pretty much.
Another bingo classic.
Nago is going to be so sad about this.
Yeah, this is a really rough game to play after getting
Yeah.
sniped to one thing, and that's it. You know,
Yeah, it's horrible.
The game's just you're on the back foot forever, and Nago doesn't like playing from behind, and nobody likes
No,
playing
it's
from behind.
it's just awful. You're like, why am I even playing this? I want to go to bed.
Yeah, in that situation, you kind of have to hope that your opponent makes some kind of similar mistake.
Yeah, and you
like,
can't bet on that.
You can
Same.
snipe them to something, but like when your opponent has that lead, they don't need to contest you. You know.
And yeah, she's going to 99 straight and tricks, and she marks it. That's game. That is game.
Game GG 2-0 for
Yeah.
Yomsa in the semi-final. We have our first finalist of Bingo Season 4 locked in.
Yeah,
It's
it's going to be Yomsa.
Going to be Yomsa. It's exciting.
It is.
Yeah, well, I mean, this game was
Anticlimactic, I think we could say.
unfortunately anticlimactic, but first game was fantastic.
First game was really interesting, but yeah, this one was painful. Really painful to watch.
Yeah, well, we did get to see a little bit of both kind of games of bingo.
Yeah.
We do often get these really closely contested games that come down to like one square, and then we also get the complete blowouts. That's just kind
Yeah.
of the
And
way it goes
pure
now.
blowouts. Yeah, very much. Let's see
Like-
if any of them are going to say hi.
It looks like Nago's going to come in once they're finished discussing
Yeah.
the game with Yomsa, if you can call it that.
Yeah.
Hey, Nago.
Hi, bestie.
Hello.
So I would ask how you're feeling right now, but I'm not going to do that.
I mean, you can ask. I'm.
How are you feeling about this game, Nago? How fun was
Honestly-
this to play?
I actually had a fun time playing. I feel like I could have played better. Like, I feel like I played kind of poorly, but I'm fine with it. I had a fun time, actually.
Yeah. Honestly, this game was so heartbreaking. Like, pretty much snowballed from you missing getting sniped to F4, and that was it. But the first game, though, was really, really interesting. Was super cool to watch.
The first game was fun. Wish my execution was cleaner, but, you know, like, I mean, as I've said, basically every game I played this season, you know, like, if you don't practice, you're not going to hit things cleanly, so it's, oh well, I'm fine with
Yep.
it. I feel like I played adequately enough that I'm not, like, sad about how I played, so, yeah.
Yeah, game one was a really interesting game strategically. I really liked how both of you played it, and the gambit that you made at the very end of the game to dip on
It's
Kibo
super
graffiti.
risky, but yeah.
and
I mean, there was
outside.
nothing. I mean, there was nothing else I could do because, like,
Yeah,
like there's like obviously. Wait, sorry. Are we talking about game 2 or game 1?
Game one.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's nothing. I mean, like, I kind of have to like make a gambit like that, like, because if I get Kibo, I still don't have a win, so I have to like either guess that, like, yeah, that we want to do that we're doing the race to keep like to the souls after or before Kibo, and I just went for before Kibo, and unfortunately, she was going for after Kibo, so alas. I mean,
Yeah.
it's unfortunate.
I mean, you almost got you delayed the pickup in Trash Pit. If you delayed just a bit longer, Yomsa was about to leave.
Yeah, that was basically my idea. Like, I was trying to delay, and I just tried to use my internal clock, and yeah, I guess I
Yeah.
just didn't delay long enough.
But your play was interesting, but you didn't have enough of a head start basically in Kibo to make it
yeah, it
worthwhile.
was just unfortunate given what was left on the board. Like, if
But it was
that's
a bold
not
move.
Highway 0 Sky Dino, like,
Yeah,
Yeah, you have
that's
to
more
come back
99.
all the way there when Yomsa is just like spraying everything. She's halfway
Yeah.
done when you're back in Kibo basically. So it's a really tough decision to make.
Yeah,
But
the
yeah,
way that we framed it was like, you went for the play that would win you the game instead of the play that would keep you in the game, which
Yeah.
I really
Yeah.
liked.
You have to make these kind of decisions. The game was so close, and you could not. Yeah, you just have to make a decision. Basically, that's the whole thing of bingo. Like the game just depend on this. It's been micro decisions that made the first game what it was. So yeah, you have to actually go for things and not like consider yourself. Oh, I'm dead. It's okay. I'm just going to play
Yeah,
defensive.
exactly.
But yeah, that was super interesting to watch.
All right. Well, unless there's more that we want to discuss, I guess we'll the Europeans go to bed.
Yep. Thank you for watching, everybody.
Thank you for commentating, Nate. It was nice to have you.
Thanks.
Really insightful stuff. Yeah, so join us for the second semi-final on Sunday, which I've been informed is an hour later here in Europe because of daylight savings. God damn it.
Nice.
Anyway, yeah, Sunday, I believe it's like 6 p.m. It wouldn't be BST, it would be just GMT, I suppose. Stupid freaking. I hate daylight savings. I hate daylight savings.
I hate
That's not what we're
it
here
so
to talk
much
about.
as
Cringe,
well.
please abolish daylight savings.
Seven Face versus Krabby. It's going to be a banger.
It
See you then.
is. Cheers.